お、来たね。それで今日はどこに行くの？
目標地点に到着。相当作戦を開始します。コンタクト採用。迎撃準備をしてください。はっやっはっ一気に畳みかけましょう。やっアリスさん行きます。これでもくらえ。決めます。私の力ではっやっ私の力で捕食開始。これも皆にはっやっはっターゲット発見。やっ次のスイングこれで隙だらけ来られますか？リアン感謝します。私の力で捕食開始。やっはっはい風回りなさい。そこついてこられますか？これでみんなならはっ私の力でこれでまだ戦います。直行はゴール、横は明瞭。さあお眠りなさい。エネミーダウン。はっやっはっ私の力ふっやっはっふっはっやっ大変ついてこられますか？顔色は禁物です。そこ食らいなさい。これでまだ戦います。やっそうします。どうやら私たち考え方が似ているようですね。何でも言って。いやー他当たってくんない？
Doesn't go up. This lengthy tutorial. He doesn't go up. Okay, he doesn't go up. He refuses to go up. I want to just learn at my own pace. Don't like long tutorials. I want to see what the game is like. This is taking too long. I'm stuck in the tutorial forever. I can't even, like, try it. Seems kind of fun, but I forgot how to wall run. It doesn't remind you. Tutorial is too long. It's either that or they put forced walking or cutscenes you can't skip. I want to just skip everything and start actually playing the game. I don't want to watch a bunch of crap. I just want to try the game. Don't have unlimited time. just let me get to gameplay. I don't care about the story. I'm going to skip it all. Especially if it's like a franchise I don't know. I'm just going to skip everything. Just let me get to the game. To the point. No long monologues of yapping before I can actually play. This game was really nice. Get into gameplay really quick. This game has like no yapping. It's actually really nice to actually play the game and not have to sit through a bunch of blabber you don't care about. Very refreshing. It's definitely my fault. I don't have the money to buy that game anyway, so it's whatever. The game comes out in a few hours. I was kind of tempted to get it, but I don't have the cash right now.
Reward to the defenders. Path of
Game drops frames too much. Can't even get a stable frame rate. The only thing I don't like about this game is bad optimization. I hope it's better for the launch. Getting tired of every game being like this, just not running like it should. It's not even taxing my computer. Look at the lower left-hand corner. It's not even taxing my computer. It's not my computer. It's the engine. The optimization is really bad. Not sure how much I'd want to play this on hardcore. It's going to be this laggy. It's a bit of a stretch. It's like no games are well optimized anymore. Everything runs like this. As soon as you start like actually playing it properly, it can't keep up. It reminds me of Onitanbara's E2 Chaos, which was the exact same problem. The game ran at 60 until you started playing it properly, and then it dropped frames like crazy, and it was very unfun. It's definitely game-changing having the PC version of that, where it didn't drop a single frame. That was actually really nice. That PS4 version was rough. It's like, yeah, if you stand there and just push the attack button and you don't interact with any of the mechanics, then it stayed at 60, but as soon as you started trying to play it the way that they wanted you to, or the way that you could, it dropped frames like every time you pushed a button. Gotta play through that again.
Has brought me an enlightened instrument.
What's up, light side? Hello. Guys been watching Donkey Kong? I watched a little bit of it today. It's just not my kind of game. Looks like a really great game. I just like more compact, linear experiences. I'm not big into the whole sandbox collectathon thing. I got tired of that in the N64 era because I played Donkey Kong 64, which was a lot worse than Bananza. Bananza looks a lot better than it's a lot better than 64, but 64 was like the epitome of just collecting a bunch of useless junk. I got really burnt out on collectathons. I like never really played one again. So well, I did play Mario what's it called? Odyssey, but I barely collected anything in that game. I stopped playing when I rolled the credits. So it's not my kind of game at all, but it does look very good. Just glad there's another game to play on that thing, because it's pretty much just only been Mario Kart. Now there's 2 games. They doubled the library. But yeah, I have no interest in that game, personally. I got really tired of collectathons way back, a good 20-something years ago. Kind of more into stuff like this that's just linear. The developers make the fun for you. It's not a make-your-own kind of fun game. That's kind of what people didn't like about Breath of the Wild, was exactly that. Kind of just make your own fun, and that's not for everybody. Not everybody has that level of creativity, or they don't have that kind of creativity. I'm obviously pretty creative with the stuff I do in games, but I don't have that level of creativity for that type. People have been complaining about the frame rate. I've been seeing a lot of complaints about the frame rate. Everybody's been joking it'll run great on the Switch 3. Like we're already into that cycle. We're already into that cycle of you need to wait for the next console generation for the game to run. It took a month. You wait for the Switch 3 to play Donkey Kong at a stable frame rate. Some things never change. Although this time it took the least amount of time. It was like literally a month. A month and a couple weeks, and you already want the Switch 3 to play Donkey Kong at a playable frame rate. But at least, admittedly, it's doing pretty crazy stuff with like the environment being like completely breakable and stuff. So I can kind of accept it. I just hope that the stuff I want to play is not going to run like that. Like the new Hyrule Warriors, I hope it's not going to be up to 60 FPS garbage. Up to. Like, no up to. Locked. Minimum. I guess we'll find out. Up to 60 FPS when you're looking at the wall and there's no characters on screen. That's what we're getting back to. Did that a lot in PS4 era. They say up to. Like, yeah, when you're like, you've got your character looking at a wall and there's nothing on screen. As soon as you start like actually playing the game, it tanks. Did I get a key for this? No. I asked today and got a nothing burger response. I'm going to assume I don't meet their criteria or they haven't gotten to my request yet. What's up, Dan? I'm playing the demo right now. Oh man, what killed me? Oh, whatever. They really need to fix the performance in this game anyway. I'm not going to be too heartbroken if I don't get a key. It's that classic up to 1 FPS baloney where it only runs at a stable frame rate when you're not playing it. They need to fix stuff like that. I can't even use lossless scaling to fix it because it's made in Unity and it's got forced VSync you can't turn off. Frame rate's the only thing I don't like about this game. They need to fix that shit. I don't like when it feels like I'm fighting the frame rate more than the game. I just want games to run like they used to. Just turn it on and it worked. None of this barely functional. The game is struggling to run despite, like, it's not even taxing my computer. Consistently under 50% CPU and GPU load. That horse game is definitely not my thing, but I know it's insanely popular. Everybody keeps talking about it. I'm not into that kind of thing. I don't have the anime girl gene. I find them obnoxious. Which has probably saved me quite a bit of money. But I definitely don't vibe with the same stuff everyone else does sometimes. Yeah, that game is insanely popular. That's awesome, man. Yeah, the whole anime waifu thing, I just kind of have an immunity to. I find them very obnoxious. But I understand why they're popular. I don't know. I just like cool male characters. I like cool looking characters. When they just look like generic waifus and they have those annoying screams and stuff they do, I'm like already checked out. But I understand why they're popular. I'm weird. I'm definitely a pretty lonely guy, so I'm like the perfect stereotype for that, but I don't care for it. It's making a shit ton of money, though. They're doing something right. That game came out of nowhere and just taken over. Have like much more expensive to run games, not making anywhere near that much, so they're doing something right. I'm just not the core audience for it. It's not easy to break into the gacha game market. A lot of it is just luck, just like what I'm doing right now. Content creation. And making gacha games is a lot of luck. You come into it with the high production values and, you know, have like the best artists and combat designers and everything, game can still fail. So, obviously, people that make that are very talented, but a lot of it is luck. Just like on here, content creation, a lot of people don't want to admit that a ton of it is luck. And like, just throwing a bunch of money at doing this doesn't equal success. It can. That's why a lot of people that do this when they start, they make the mistake of buying like a really expensive computer. It's like you should scale up when it's actually making money. At least that, you know, you get your investment back eventually. You shouldn't make a big investment starting to do this, because so much of it is luck. But that's kind of what a lot of these gacha game developers are doing, is they keep trying to beat the giants, and it's like, well, you can't really beat them. You have to do something different or better than them. But, you know, that's not an easy task. There has to be some other kind of hook to get people to play it. Like, Aether Gazer is nowhere near the budget of, like, even PGR, I'd argue. But a lot of nice things about it. They have, like, minimal FOMO, stuff like that. I enjoy playing it for what it is. They have no 50-50 as well, so it's better than all the MiHoYo games. Oh, I quit Zenless. I uninstalled it. I I wasn't playing it. Broke away from the FOMO. Haven't liked any of the characters they've shown recently either. They've kind of just been what I was talking about earlier. Generic anime waifus. I want some cool looking male characters. Like that Kamen Rider guy that's supposed to be at it. That's the kind of shit I like. But yeah, the monetization, the 50-50, and like how time consuming that game was to play was just a major turn-off. It was like my views plummet when I play those gacha games. I don't get views playing those gacha games. Any investment I make in that is for my own personal enjoyment. It doesn't grow the channel at all, so I cut back. I'm really only playing 2 right now, and they're minimal money and time investments. I'm only on them a couple minutes a day, and I have pretty good endgame accounts in both. And it's not a lot of money spent either. $45? That's really nuts if that game is doing well then. That's crazy. It's like, the most successful gacha games, the dailies are like a couple minutes at best. With like there's a big increase in how long dailies take generally at the beginning of a week. But every other day of the week, it's like a couple minutes tops. So, that's interesting to hear. That the horse game is long dailies. I don't know how they managed to make that successful. That's one of the things that will get somebody to not play a gacha game, is if the dailies take too long. It's definitely a big factor that goes into how they design them now, because many people are playing multiple, and there's just not enough hours in the day. We're not even talking about like swiping on the game or whaling. It's just, the amount of time spent on it is huge, which is why, Zenless, Wuthering, PGR, Aethergazer, like, you could do the dailies for those games in, like, 30 minutes. All 4 of them combined. Like, usually they try to avoid having long dailies now because, make it harder for people to justify continuing to play the game when they have something they're already invested in. I don't even have to factor in like the money investment, the time. The time is a big factor. I've knocked out my PGR dailies at McDonald's before. It's like waiting for my food or you know, waiting to finish whatever I'm drinking, like finish my dailies on Steam Deck. Like that's
This artifact shall aid me in vanquishing the
that's
enemy.
definitely a big part of why I keep playing it. Time investment is small. Most of the gacha games coming out now just look like Genshin, but worse. I have, like, no interest in playing any of those games. Like, they just don't have the budget to compete with that game, but then they also copy, like, all the worst things about it, you know, cutscenes you can't skip, and then, you know, other stuff like the predatory monetization with the 50-50 pity and all that stuff. And like, if you didn't copy that, there'd be more of a reason to even consider playing it. Now the new thing is if your game doesn't have 50-50 pity, they spam it in the ads because they know that people hate that shit. That's supposed to be the hook to get you to play, but then, like, everything else about the game is worse, so... it's not the hook they want it to be. And, like, it shouldn't even be a hook in the first place. That's actually one of the worst things about gacha games is 50-50. I think it's this big shining achievement to not have 50-50. It should be the standard. Oh man, how did I die? Oh well. What's that new one called? Duet Night Abyss? Their biggest thing that they have is that they keep advertising no 50-50. And like, your game should just like not have that by default. If you ask me, the less of that shit, the better. Alright, I'll do one more and I'm gonna switch games. Mihoyo definitely got lucky. They got lucky with Genshin. Problem is them getting lucky has completely ruined gacha games because now every game has that garbage. They really got lucky that Genshin came out when it did in the middle of a global pandemic. It is definitely a huge factor why that game is so popular. I just hate that it came with the worst monetization. Came with the worst monetization, and then now everybody else does it. And the games are all worse because of it. And if they had delayed Genshin by like a year, I wonder where their company would be. It's not like they would go out of business, but I don't think that 50-50 wouldn't have been as popular as it is. It's a shit system, especially if you like don't spend much money on the game. It's trash. It makes you feel pressured to pay more, which is exactly why they do it. But if you're a free player, you're like me, you live on a very low income, it makes me not want to play at all. Like, it's not... It's less being pressured to spend money and more just, like, not even wanting to play the game. And people are too used to being treated like dirt in gacha games. Should take a stand against that shit. Quit or stop giving them money. How bad was Anime Expo this year? How bad were the lines? I shudder of ever going to that convention again. After that experience I had in 2010. I never want to go there again. The only industry thing they announced that I cared about was Kamen Rider getting simulcast, which is cool. Other than that, there's nothing I cared about, like, at all. And no benefit of actually attending myself. How bad were the lines? Was it a complete mosh pit disaster like usual? Because that's how it always is at that con. No, they finally managed it better. Yeah, they probably got some flack from the city for how unsafe that place was. Hey, that's cool. Is that show still going? Like, how long can they make that go for when it's like it's about an overpowered guy that has no struggle or weakness? I get that that's the point, but like, I'm shocked it's still going. Felt like one of those things that would have been a flavor of the month anime. It's like popular for a short period of time and then it dies off.
I reckon fortune's on our side.
I remember when Bleach was popular. Bleach was like the big new shonen anime, and then they completely killed it by going into filler episodes for like a year, and then just never recovered. I feel that's why some of the new shonen anime like My Hero stopped doing the typical Japanese release schedule where they just keep it on every week, even when it's filler. I feel like that's why they do that, because of Bleach. Like, Bleach actively scared them from doing that anymore. It's probably a lot easier when you don't have to have it on every week for years on end, and you can actually spend more time on it. Bleach was what kind of definitely is a factor in what put a stop to that. It was a pretty big deal that One Piece took a break. One Piece, like, never took breaks before, from what I understand. I was looking at the Hunter x Hunter hiatus. Has that really been on hiatus for like 10 years now? Has it really been on hiatus that long? I feel like that's the next Berserk. It's just, you know, it's not gonna finish. Seems like not watching it is wise, because it's, similar to the Berserk situation where the guy is really physically unwell and not able to write it, but it's also like nowhere near ending, so
An artifact of divine lineage. Reward for the defenders.
They need to fix these frame drops pronto. It's making me very annoyed. I just want the stable frame rates. Why does this run so bad? How it looks. Can we prioritize games running well again, please? 120 FPS, no drops. No drops for anything. I have the capable hardware. Not like this game where it's not even taxing my hardware and it keeps lagging. Can't stand lag, it messes with my eyes. Need a stable frame rate. None of this dropping back and forth. It's the only thing I don't like about this game is the lag. I bought this computer to not have lag, but then all the games got optimized worse. It's like upgrading my rig did nothing. The games just run worse now. Very strange thing. I put the effort in. Oh, come on. I'm done with this for now. Well, that one's pretty good. It's either that or they say they're working around the clock, heads down, to fix the performance. I'm like, don't release the game until it runs. Just don't release it. I'm getting tired of every game running like this. It's like putting all this money into my computer accomplished nothing. It's always the worst when you can tell it's the way the game is programmed, because it's like not taxing your computer. I tried this roguelike game what was it, like 2 days ago? It looked pretty cool. I play it, I get out of the cutscenes, and it stutters like every time you push a button. I'm like, are you expecting this demo to actually want people to go pre-order the game? Because that's not what it did. It made me want to uninstall it and unwishlist it and never think about it again. Like, dude, my first experience getting into a playable state in your game is it constantly stuttering, I mean, it's not really going to make me go want to spend $30 on your game. Like, I'm just not going to play it. I Alt F4'd. I never went back into it. Like, how do you release a demo? Even the demo in that state is not acceptable, because, like, a first impression is everything. There's so many games out right now, there's just not enough time. It doesn't matter if you're a kid with no job and you think you have infinite time, you don't. There's just so much stuff coming out. No one has time to sit around and wait for, like, the chance that the game is going to run like it should. It really should be more of a priority. It's nice that BlazBlue Entropy Effect just came out, like, working perfectly from the start. And, like, has, like, almost no performance issues. Sometimes it'll stutter a little bit, but it's, like, not long enough to get you killed. But I played another game last week, too. I signed up for the thing. They were supposed to have some contest to win some pretty decent stuff, and, like, the game would stutter for, like, a full 1 to 2 seconds constantly. I'm like, how do you expect me to play a permadeath roguelike when it's stuttering this much? It's unplayable. Like, I just don't get it, man. I get that making a game is hard, but you need to prioritize, like, stuff that matters. I can't recommend a game like that in good conscience to anybody. That stuff needs to be, like, not a problem from the start. None of this, we're working hard for optimization, like, cool, well, I'm not buying the game. Like, I'm not buying it, plain and simple. I have so much other stuff to play. It's getting exhausting. It's not even really a fact. It's not even really a case of waiting, because there's plenty of games where it never gets fixed. Stranger of Paradise never got fixed. That game never got fixed. The fix to that game is paying for Process Lasso and getting a very strong graphics card. And they did jack shit to like make that game playable. So that's a good example of how waiting doesn't really do much. Now that Hell Clock game, I'll definitely buy it, but I hope that that optimization is seriously looked at, because it needs work. I feel like if your game is permadeath, you're under even more scrutiny to like have it actually run. In my opinion. You know, if like Elden Ring or something lags a little bit, is it really the end of the world? It's annoying, and it shouldn't be there, but like, because of the way that the game is structured, it's not that big of a deal, right? But I feel like when you're trying to make like a permadeath game, that you shouldn't have that like at all. Yeah, that, I won't name the game that I'm talking about, but it seemed kind of fun, but the stuttering completely ruined it. That game could not hold a stable frame rate for more than like a couple seconds, and it's permadeath. I actually saw somebody die because of the stutter. I'm like, yeah, I can't recommend this game. Yeah, exactly. I don't think anybody in a good conscience could recommend a game like that to their friends. Like, why do you want content creators to play this and it doesn't even run? I may not have a lot of viewers, like 20 on a good day, but still, 10 to 20 people seeing the game stutter that much, they're not going to go like run out and buy the game. Even if it's free, it's not much of an excuse, because I'd argue that's not much of an excuse either. There's plenty of other free games to play that don't do that. They wanted me to stream it, and I tried the game out first before I started my stream. And I saw how badly it ran, and I tapped out. Like, nope, not worth it. Do a better job optimizing the game, and then maybe you'll get some promotion on here. Yeah, this was a pretty crazy year for Ninja Gaiden fans. You got the Ninja Gaiden characters in this. For an unofficial thing, we also got we got 2 Black. We got the mods for that, and then we got the mods for Razor's Edge as well. So there's Ninja Gaiden 4 is also in like 3 months. It's like 3 months and a week. Very Ninja Gaiden fans are eating good after years of nothing. Wish I could say the same as a Basara fan, but so far, doesn't seem like anything's gonna happen this year. Don't see something by the first direct, I've given up hope. The Ninja Gaiden fans are getting what they deserve. Yeah, a lot of times they don't respond. You're the kind of person I would give one of those keys, like, no questions asked. I wouldn't care about the numbers, because you actually know how to play. You've done crazy stuff in 2D games like that before. Unfortunately, I'm not, that's not my job. Unfortunately, my quote-unquote real job is the cat stuff. Not, I don't work at a PR company. But, unfortunately, they like to just look for numbers. They're really happy if you have big numbers, even if you suck balls at the game, which is part of why usually when you find a skill-based game like that, the best footage is... the best video is, like, a channel even smaller than mine. I have a small channel by today's standards. It'll probably be like some mega sweaty guy with like 200 subs will show the game like, you know, he'll no damage the whole thing in like under an hour, and he'll show you like how the game is meant to be played. Like, that guy won't even get considered for keys. But, you know, somebody that's a loudmouth that has the fake content creator personality, that's what they want. Most of the time, that's what they want. They just want eyes on the game. They don't want, you know, somebody that actually would advertise it better. It sucks, but it's definitely the reality. The only way I punch above my weight with stuff like that is either I have connections or I show them a video where it's very clear I know how to play that type of game. Sometimes that does help. I just don't like watching heavily edited videos of games like this. I just want to see somebody that knows what they're doing. That's like my first priority. I don't really need crazy production values. I just want to see the game played by somebody half decent. Which is what I try to provide to you guys on here. If I did those kinds of clickbaity videos, I'd probably be a lot better off financially. I got like 15 bucks to my name right now, but I just try to make what I like, what I want to watch. What's up, Gro? Hello. I get turned down a lot too, Dan. They don't even honor me with a... They don't even honor me with a no. Just complete ghost. You're not alone there, man. But I just take it as they're just looking for numbers. They're looking for a very they have a very shallow view on who deserves a key. They're just looking for numbers above all else. It's like you don't really need a free key from those folks. They don't appreciate skill. They just want numbers. They want you to make a video that's cutting away from the gameplay constantly and not knowing how to play, or like fake raging, or having whatever the meme of the month is. They're not at all interested in you know, how well you can sell the game by knowing how to play it and teaching others how to play it. Something that often goes unappreciated for games, at least. No, just normal gameplay for now, anyway. I don't know what I'm gonna play after this. So what exactly was that you're posting in my Discord? There's gonna be like another limit break or something? I didn't quite understand. The translation was a bit spotty. There's like supposed to be another there's supposed to be another like way to make your character stronger or something. I didn't quite follow. What does it add? Also, when you don't get a review key, you can be unfiltered. I've definitely done that before. I've been rejected for keys because of the same reasons. You know, I don't have big boy numbers. I've been rejected for a key. I buy it anyway. And you know what? I'm unfiltered. I give my honest opinion. I mean, I always do that anyway, but it's nice to not have to worry about that. Not getting a key can be a blessing in disguise. You don't feel obligated to play it, especially if you end up not liking it. You know, when it's your own money and your own time, a lot easier.
これより参戦する。
色男は勝つってね。
この戦、俺の部で決めてやる。鬼に金棒といくか。
よく考えよ。期待しておるぞ。
Definitely have been times where I've gotten turned down for a key and then the game ends up sucking, so I feel very blessed that I didn't get one. That's definitely something that goes unappreciated sometimes. Like, yeah, that game turns out to be junk, you know, it wasn't worth playing. Certainly not worth shilling. Congrats to the people who got one that might like it, but, you know, the things that were wrong with the game really didn't vibe with me. I wouldn't have liked playing it, so... it's definitely happened multiple times in my career on here. You know what? They did me a favor not giving me that key. Nothing of value was lost. None of the stuff I've applied for recently would probably perform very well anyway, so I don't really care if I don't get one. It's either I do or I don't. Yeah, exactly. That happens quite a bit. It happens way more than anyone wants to admit. I think a lot of people don't think about that. They get salty that they didn't get the key. I'm like, well, what if it was one of those standard games that like doesn't work at launch? You're stuck being forced to play a game that doesn't work. Like, you're free from that. You don't have to deal with that because you didn't get the key. It's a blessing. It really can be. The usual stutters constantly or runs bad on a 10 grand computer. Like nobody can play it, or it crashes constantly, or it's just way too buggy for a $60 release. Like you're absolved of having to promote the game like that. I thought about applying for Hunter x Hunter, but I just had this gut feeling that the game was going to have some really bad problem at launch, so I didn't apply. And that ended up being a blessing. Big blessing that I did not get a key for that. There's like no single-player content to speak of, and then the rollback doesn't work. There's also no crossplay, so I don't know what I could have done to honestly shill that game to anybody. Like, I like games like that. I like fighting games like that that aren't super aggressively balanced. Some people, that's like their main complaint with it, which is kind of weird because it's double standards in my opinion. Because people complain about how unfun the popular mainstream games are because they're so aggressively balanced, and something like that comes along and there's people just move the goalposts. But Hunter x Hunter is definitely not in a state that it should be. Plus they're asking $60 for it, which doesn't help things, obviously. You can't just like price yourself with the big games, the big AAA mainstream games, and then like be worse than them in every way except the gameplay. I heard the gameplay is really fun, but everything else about it is a complete disaster. Not having crossplay for a game like that is killer. It's already going to be like not that many people playing. Like, I feel bad for anybody who got a review key for a Star Wars Jedi Survivor. That game was such a disaster at launch. And they barely did anything to fix it. I imagine being in that position. You're like happy you got a key for a $60, $70 game, but it's in such a bad state that you can't do anything with it. And unless you have no conscience, you don't want to promote that game either. Because it's not worth buying if it doesn't work. I'm lucky to have been in that situation a very limited amount of times.
So 行くとしますか。
答えよ。
私と共に行こう。
俺も最善を尽くす。
There we go. There's another 100% attack. Hey. Yeah. Another 100% right there. He's sitting at like 10k attack. That's without a formation as well. At 10k already. It's not really any other synergies to go for. Let's take whoever at this point.
関雲長が義の刃この戦場にて示さん。
恋も戦も押す時ってのがあるんだぜ。闇を滅さん。呼んだか。守備は上々。磨いてきた血がある。我が武運若い者我は超文縁だ。
うん。
How much attack is that now? 12k. 845% attack. And he didn't get Kanbei or what is the Atelier character? I don't remember her name. The one that gives attack for independent. Could have had even more.恋も戦も押す時ってのがあるんだぜ。闇を滅さん。 GG's. Alright, well, I'm going to take a break. I am very overheated because of the lack of air conditioning, so I'm going to drink some water, have a popsicle and a snack in some kind of order. Come back later on tonight. Might check out some of the stuff I bought from the summer sale. I got a couple games that I've gotten modded I need to check out as well, but yeah, I need a break. Gaming PC turns into a space heater in the summer, unfortunately. So playing lower power stuff like that is nice. So that's definitely going to impact my decisions for a while. You guys want to support me? A link is there. It's definitely appreciated and needed at the moment. I'm not really buying anything else this month. I was looking at Wu Chang, that like Chinese Souls-like game, but it actually doesn't really look like I would like it that much. So I skipped out on even asking for a key. I also have some suspicion that it might not run very well. I'd rather let somebody else be the guinea pig on that one, like I was talking about earlier. If it turns out to be a good game and it runs well, I might check it out like next month or something. But yeah, I'm not really buying anything else. I did get a couple games off the sale. I guess I could show that really quick. Let me see here. Yes. Why? The link is at the top of the page, the chat. PayPal's all I've got. If you want to, it's right there. I don't know if you have it or not. Anyway, I did get this, which is cool, like melee first-person game. I haven't checked it out. Well, I played it for like 20 minutes. I got that to check out. I got Zexion as well. Cool-looking Metroidvania. But this is more of a kitty-sitting game than a home game. What else did I buy? I got Death Wish Enforcers, which is like a 70s era Sunset Riders clone. I'm interested in playing that at some point. I got Lilac Zero. Got to get back to that at some point. Let's see here. Lost Judgment. Got the retrial mod. Definitely have to look into that. Let's see here. Also, FF16 got a new version of Logos Unleashed. But this game's kind of in a perpetual backlog state because they keep adding really sick gameplay mods to it, and I'm probably only going to play it one more time. I did like this game, though. I know it was very divisive, but I also played it with a ass ton of mods, so I don't know how much that changed my opinion, but I did really like it. There's a bunch of mods for it. I didn't really buy anything else during the Steam sale. I only spent like $30. I bought Voin, Zexion, Death Wish Enforcers, and then Lilac Zero, and this. It was only like $30-40. Steam sales get less exciting the more that you the more you've been a part of. You spend less and less money, I mean, which isn't a bad thing. Yeah, that's all I really bought. So a lot of these are kitty sitting stream games. Actually, all 4 of these games, well, 3 of these games are kitty sitting stream games, and then this can only be played at home. This does work on Steam Deck, but I can't stream it. But when I do start that playthrough, it'll go quite a bit quicker because it actually does run quite well on deck. Yeah, Hell Clock. If I get a review key for it, I'll play it. I have liked this game, but the performance is honestly needs a lot of work. So I don't have the $20 for that right now. I'm not going to have it by the time that comes out anyway. I am interested, but we'll have to see. I applied for a Ninja Gaiden Ragebound key as well. Or rather, I asked the people I know at Dotemu if I can get one. If I do, we'll play that at launch. Otherwise, it might have to wait, depending on how my finances go. Which basically at this point means how much my neighbor pays me, because the channel has been making basically nothing for quite some time now. So, yeah, the link's there if you guys want to help me. Greatly appreciated. It's probably going to go more towards survival than anything related to the channel. Maybe Hell Clock at the most. That's like only $20. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take a break. I'll be back later. I also did buy some Otherworld Legends characters, so I'll probably check that out later. I'll see